Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to take a look at rocket torpedoes and how best to implement them. So we have a pretty typical situation here. We've got the Knox frigate about 10 nautical miles away. We got some kind of goblin. I'm suspecting he's not safe. And of course we got our handy dandy SH-60, taking a good listen so we're able to identify him, although realistically this frigate could probably pick him up as well. So what's a rocket torpedo? Well, let's take a look. It's this. It's a rocket with a torpedo on the top. It's an absolutely amazing little piece of machinery which gives you a little bit more reach so that you don't get that kind of knife fight in a telephone booth kind of problem. So how are we going to implement this? Well, the first instinct you probably have is to do one of these, click on him, and fire away. The problem with this is if you choose to do that, he's going to turn around and he's going to run at about 40 knots, and the torpedo will possibly never catch up to him. Likewise, he might dodge it with his countermeasures. So what we want to do is we want to set up an anvil attack. What an anvil attack is when he doesn't have a choice. Basically, you drop one torpedo in a position to send him running, and then you drop the other torpedo in the position of where he's running to. So basically, he gets bunk right in the front, and he basically cannot avoid it. Or if he chooses to outmaneuver the other one, he then finds himself between two torpedoes, which is typically not good. So let's go ahead and set this attack up. So what do we know? We know he's here. We know he's probably roughly on this heading here. So our initial torpedo is going to force him to turn around. Turning around takes time. Remember, our torpedoes use a circular homing pattern. So after it hits the water, it's going to rotate, detect him, and then come after him. When he hears it hitting the water and he hears it shifting position, he's going to immediately turn around and start running. In which case, we need to set it up so that our next weapon is going to land basically right when he starts to accelerate. Now, this is tricky because he's perpendicular to us. If he's coming right at us, it'd be super easy because then we could drop the torpedo behind him and then drop one in front of him. But because he's a little oblique to us, we have to do a little bit of math here. So what I want the first torpedo to do is to land about 1 mile off his nose. So I'm going to go ahead and press Control F1. That's right, because we don't have that in this mode. Control F1, click right there, and we'll go ahead and set this one up right away. All right. So what that's going to do is that's going to fire and go kersploosh. So what we need to do now is we need to give him time to get there, give him time to turn around before the other one goes kersploosh. So I like to use about 30 seconds at this range. So what I'm going to do is take a look at the time. It's 47. So when the rocket torpedo fires, which it just did, let's see, it's about 50. I'm going to fire my second rocket torpedo right when this reads about 9:31 and 20 seconds. Torpedo's on the way. And perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a shift 1. Aim a little bit behind him, because remember, he's going to turn around. This is not going to land directly, so we just need to kind of land in this general vicinity. So I'm going to call it right there. Shift 1. Yeah, Control F1 helps if you use the right command. Come down here, and we'll fire number 2. Service. Gotta give credit to the guy who invented these, because there's actually submarine versions of this too, which are really terrifying. So this thing's just chilling. And you can see its buddy is just launched as well. And we're going to go harass this poor submarine here, who probably does not realize he's about to get kersplooped. So let's go take a look at it from his perspective. So he's cruising. He picked up some distant sound. We're not sure what it is. It's probably a Knox or something like that. I'm not sure what it is. I'm just going to keep on cruising, keep on cruising. I'm not going to worry. Just enjoying my day. I certainly don't see those 2 rocket torpedoes that have been perfectly placed coming for me. And what will happen is the torpedo will hit the water, go kersploosh, and then immediately start doing its thing. But I believe I'm just a little bit too loud to even hear that torpedo hit in the water. So let me slow down. Because if you look real carefully, the torpedo, oh, there it is. Full power. Now a smart captain would immediately pull away from the torpedo. Oh, what a hit. What a hit. I did not intend for that to work so well, but I'll allow it. I'll allow it. So now let's say that he said, I'm going to run in this direction as fast as he can. So he got his flank speed going. That was just a coincidence. It was just probably the best torpedo shot I think I've taken in a very long time. I'm proud of that one. So let's say he chose to go like this. He started running real fast. I'll go ahead and shut this one off. He clanked up to flank speed. He hears that torpedo behind him. Of course, the torpedo is going to enter into his baffles. So he'd be racing. His engines to be going full power. That other torpedo hit the water about 30 seconds later. Doesn't hear it at all. And all of a sudden, surprise, that torpedo has now got a lock on him. He doesn't hear, all of a sudden he hears, what's that pinging noise? Ooh, I think that one missed shot. But good thing these things are required. Try it again. Bummer. Didn't blow him up. Of course, we can solve this very quickly as well. But you can already see how, because we had timed that so carefully, he had nowhere to go. So in this particular case, we're just going to order up a regular one. Fire that one. Fire. Oh, that one didn't work. Let's see if that one gets him. And he was completely defeated. So you can see these are very, very effective weapons. There's actually submarine versions of these if you want to try them. The big trick there is you've got to create the Xanatos Gambit. If he runs from it backwards, just 180 and tries to get away from it, he runs right into the other one. Otherwise, he doesn't give himself enough time to turn and smacks right into the first one, and then the other one follows up and finishes him off. Enjoy.